this week's golf betting show. As ever, it is Steve Bamford here. How are you? The summer has finally arrived in the UK. Can you believe it? It's actually sunny. It's actually hot. It's taken 3 months to get here, but we have sunshine. We have heat. So for all of you guys in the UK, welcome to the show. I hope you've got a little bit of sun on your back. After the amazing Open Championship last week, wasn't it incredible to see Adam Scott chunk it big style down 15 through 18 and hand the trophy to good old Ernesto Els. Thank God for Ernie. Great player. His fourth major ever. It was awesome to watch. On top of that, I actually tipped him for a top 20 finish at 7-4. Paul Williams had G-Mac to finish in the top 7 with Paddy Power, and sure enough he did at 33s. On top of that, we also tipped G-Mac to be top GB and Ireland finisher last week, and he tied with Luke Donald in 5th. So we got a result there as well. So I hope you backed some of those players last week at the Open Championship. This week, it's always that kind of lull after the Open Championship. We're now into the second half of the golfing season. We have the RBC Canadian Open, which takes place at a course called Hamilton, which is near Toronto. They haven't played there since '06. Because it's an Open Championship, it tours around most of Canada's best courses. On the PGA Tour and on the European Tour, we have the Lyonnais Open, which is a bit of a weird tournament. Takes place, or Lyonnais Open rather, takes place in Austria. I'm going to start off with the RBC Canadian Open, which you have to say is the bigger of the two tournaments this week. Predictor model top 5. Don't forget golfbettingsystem.co.uk. Okay, golfbettingsystem.co.uk. Come and play with our predictor models for both the European Tour and the PGA Tour. You can actually play with the model for free. It's got variables and throttles if you think certain criteria are bigger than ours. We publish a model each week. It's available right now. Top 5, we all say back each way. Ryan Palmer, 33-1. These prices are all with Paddy Power. At 5. 4, Ben Curtis, 66s. I think Curtis has got another big performance in him this season. So watch out for Curtis around this tight and technical track over in Canada. 3, Matt Kuchar, 12s. 2, Jim Furyk. I can't stand Jim Furyk. At 2, and he'll win this week. I haven't tipped him. And number 1, Hunter Mahan, 14-1. Paul tipped Mahan to do extremely well at the Open Championship last week, and typically Mahan, he finished in the top 20. He's that kind of solid quality player. I think Mahan's got another win in him soon. So Mahan, Furyk, Kuchar, Curtis, Palmer, those are the top 5 of the predictor model. Quick view on this. Hamilton, classical golf course, technical classical, yeah? So we're not expecting massive scoring. I'd suggest -14 to 15 to max out. The wind will be a factor on the Thursday. The course is playing quite soft in terms of greens, so scoring might be like that. We're looking at a 6,980 something yard, par 70. It's technical, it's tight. You need a good ball striker to do well. If you also look at this Canadian Open over the past few years, nobody has won it that actually was at the Open Championship the previous week. And on top of that, we're looking at big price winners, 80-1, 100-1, 200-1 with Chesreavy a few years ago. So, who have I gone for? Well, Hunter Mahan, he's playing so well at the moment. I've gone 2 points each way on Hunter Mahan. Currently sitting in 8th spot on the Ryder Cup US team standings. There's only 8 that automatically go through. Now, I'm not suggesting that Mahan won't make the team. At the end of the day, he's the reigning world match play champion. I think he's in the team. But he'll want to qualify, and he'll want to qualify properly. There's a lot of players outside that top 8. Keegan Bradley, for example. Ricky Fowler, Jim Furyk, Steve Stricker. A lot of quality players. Mahan would still need, I think, he needs another top 5 finish to guarantee a spot in that Ryder Cup team. That's a guaranteed automatic spot, obviously, yeah? So I'm going for him this week. Steady as you like. Tee to green game is unbelievable. If he can sink some putts this week in Canada, I think he'll go very close. So Hunter Mahan, 2 points each way at 14s. Backing up Hunter, I'm staying away now from the short price players. Rory Sabatini, I love a bit of Saba. A point each way at 50-1 with Saba. This guy has a track record on par 70 courses. He has a track record of delivering wins on regular occasions. I think he's won 6 PGA Tour titles. And it's amazing that 4 of those wins have come on bent greens or bent poa. So the fifth one's bent Poa rather. So 5 of those 6 on bent Poa or bent greens. This course this week features small bent Poa greens, par 70. I think it's going to be right up Sabba's street. Interested me last time out in the top 20 at the John Deere Classic, and he's not really that kind of low shootout type player, so he's in decent nick, Saba. 1 point each way at 50 to 1 on Rory Sabatini. Next up, Scott Piercy, a point each way at 60 to 1. People think Piercy's a chunker, and I'm not saying that he's not. The thing with Piercy though is, player that interests me, very consistent, extremely decent stats this year, and on top of that he's already got his PGA Tour card, his best ever PGA Tour season so far in his career. On top of that, you look at all key tracks, Copperhead, Sedgefield, tracks that link in beautifully to this place, Muirfield. Piercy can deliver top 10 and top 20 results on all of those tracks. He does deliver a lot of top 20s and not so many top 5s. However, top 5 this year at Copperhead, and last time out he was also 3rd at the John Deere Classic. Piercy's in top nick at the moment. Won last year at Montreux, the Pat Perez incident when Perez should have won, but Piercy was there to pick up the pieces. So he is a PGA Tour winner. Point each way at 60 to 1 on Scott Piercy. Next up, DA Points. A point each way 125 to 1 for a classical and technical golf course lover. Points, yeah, recent form hasn't been great, but then look at Sean O'Hare last year. His form was absolutely abysmal going into this tournament. He won the tournament. DA Points won his first ever PGA Tour title last year at Pebble Beach. Tight greens, classical golf course. Look at his record. Classical courses is his game. He loves it when the scoring is a lot higher. He can compete. Another outstanding result was 10th at the PGA Championship last year at Atlanta Athletic. I know he's on Bermuda greens, but this guy can play bent. He can play bent Poa. So DA Points, a point each way at 125 to 1. And then finally, this guy is a Canadian Open legend, Bob Estes. I'm going 2 points, top 10 at 10 to 1 with Bet365 on Bob Estes. Texan. Neat and tidy, although you look at his stats, he's not actually that long. He's certainly not long, he's not that tidy off the tee. But certain tournaments and certain bent grass tournaments really interesting. He knows a top 5 this week effectively guarantees his playing privileges for 2013. That's a big deal for a guy that's 46 and had to go through qualifying school last year to get his tour card this year. So I think Estes is going to be right up for it. He finished 45th at Royal Lytham last week, so he's in decent enough nick, don't you worry about that. So Bob Estes, 2 points, top 10 at 10 to 1 with Bet365. DA Points, a point each way at 125. Scott Piercy, a point each way at 60s. We've got Saba, a point each way at 50s, and 2 points each way, 14 to 1 on Hunter Mahan. Now moving on to Paul Williams's tips for the week. The Lyonnais Open, I won't pretend, don't know a lot about this tournament. I do know though that Jose Manuel Lara won it in 2010, and in 11 it was Kenneth Ferry. It's a par 72 bent green grass course in Austria. Top 5 of the predictor model, 5 Anthony Wall 35 to 1, 4 Ignacio Garrido 50 to 1. Okay, we've then got bear with me a second. I'm looking at the wrong page. We've then got Stephen Gallagher, 33s. These are all with Paddy Power at 3. 2, Gary Orr, 80 to 1 on Gary Orr at 2. And 1, top of the chop, David Drysdale. You will get Drysdale at 35 to 1 with Bet Victor. Paul's tips. He is going for David Drysdale, 1.5 each way at 35 to 1. His reasoning behind the tips this week. Bent grass greens are very pure. So bad putters can compete. I mean, Kenneth Ferry, for God's sake, last year. The other thing he's saying is that it's fairly tight, although it's a par 72, quite lengthy at 7,386 yards, but it's all about greens in regulation, and Drysdale's hitting a lot of greens this year. So Drysdale, a 1.5 each way at 35 to 1 with Bet Vector. Next up, Stephen Gallagher. Paul loves a bit of Stephen Gallagher. This guy, great golf player, but can he ever win a tournament? Well, maybe this week's the week, and especially after who's the winners recently, Marcel CM, for example. Stephen Gallagher, a point each way at 40 to 1 with Sky Bet on Gallagher. You just, in a word, excellent, or 2 words, excellent GIR. Unbelievable player from tee to green. Can go well. Next up, the Frenchman, Thomas Lebay. I'm always interested in Lebay. A point each way at 66 to 1. 66 to 1. He missed the cut. Missed cut. Every cut all season before, tied 5th in Scotland a few weeks ago. I noticed that. Always plays well by the sea, does Levay. Accuracy is excellent at the moment. He's also 11th in the GIR stats. So Thomas LeVay at 66 to 1 with Ladbrokes. Next up, Ignacio Garrido, a point each way at 66 to 1 with Ladbrokes. Agree, again, strong tee to green, yeah. Had some decent form in recent weeks at Stockholm, France and in Scotland. So Garrido in decent nick, the Spaniard, a point each way at 66 to 1 with Ladbrokes. And then finally, big price, half a point each way, 175 to 1 with Skybet. The Scot, Stephen O'Hara, big outsider, can't putt for toffee, but strong irons in recent weeks and putts best on bent grass greens. Can't putt for toffee. I love that, Paul. So, Stephen O'Hara, half a point each way at 175s. Ignacio Garrido, a point each way at 66s with Ladbrokes. Also with Ladbrokes, a point each way at 66s with Thomas LeVay. Stephen Gallagher, a point each way at 40 to 1 with Skybet. And top of the shop, David Drysdale, 1.5 points each way, 35 to 1 with Bet Victor. Thank you for watching this week's golf betting show. It's been a blast. It's nice and warm. I've got appropriate clothing on. It's all good. Thanks for watching. I will see you again next week. We have the WGC event, which is taking place at Firestone, which is always a quality event. Load on Tiger next week, no doubts about that. And I think I'm covering off another one of these. Oh, it's Montreux next week. Yes, on PGA Tour. So thanks for watching. I will see you again next week.
Tournaments in real time and in high definition. You must install the HD streaming software from golftv.msnfoxsports.org. You can follow the link below, or you can directly type it in your browser. golftv.msnfoxsports.org. This works on all devices and operating systems. Online TV streaming service by True Online TV and msnfoxsports.org, the internet leaders in direct satellite TV technology. You are seconds away from watching all the golf you want and so much more online. You can watch it on your PC, laptop, tablet, or mobile device. A single registration is all it takes to enjoy streaming this event on multiple devices. Let me repeat the website where you must register to avail this service. golftv.msnfoxsports.org. You can click the link in the description area to visit this website.